Namaste, namaste, everybody. Welcome back to chair yoga for our summer term. This is our first week, and we're having our Monday chair yoga actually on a Tuesday, very kindly, considering it had to be changed at the last minute. But we are going to do a nice easing practice for this first practice of this term, because some people have been out away from yoga for a little while, and all of us have had a quick break over the last few weeks. So we want to find our way back into practice without too much strain. And we're going to start with our feet supported if needed on blocks, but just sitting on your seat. And we're not going to use any additional equipment today. So this blocks only if you need them. So come into a nice upright sitting position. Rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Maybe close your eyes or gaze gently downward if you prefer. Take this moment to step away from everything else that's going on around you. And step into the time and space that you have made for your yoga practice. As you make that mental step away from everything else, see if you can feel an easing of the tension you carry across your neck and shoulders, across your forehead and jaw. Make note of how your body feels in this moment. It's quite normal for our aches and pains, our stiffnesses and tensions to be the most vocal part of our feedback from the body. So making note of those areas that are very noisy and working with compassion throughout the practice today. Remembering that we are here to nurture and find ease and comfort in the body. Notice at least one part of the body that feels peaceful, tranquil, quiet, and at ease. See if you can, in noticing that part of the body, find a sense of that ease spreading through the body, touching other areas, creating softness or lightness or quietness. When you're ready, you can turn your awareness to your breathing. Become aware of the natural breath that you are breathing in this moment. Note the rate and the rhythm of your breath, the movement of your breath in your body. Where are you breathing the most, or where does your body move the most as you breathe? Note the sensations in your breath, the coolness of air coming in through the nose, and the warmth of your breath as it leaves your body. When you feel ready, you can gently deepen your breath. As you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine, engage the belly muscles to press even more air out of the lungs. And then with the belly gently relaxing, breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the back and the chest. Breathing out long and slow, engaging across the navel to breathe out completely. Soft in the belly to breathe into the rib cage, into the collarbones, into the shoulder blades. Breathing out long and slow and deep, engaging across the belly to breathe out fully. Breathing in deeply into the whole of the torso. Fill all the spaces. Let the breath lift you tall. As you breathe out, soften your shoulders, soften your forehead, engaging across the belly Taking 2 more deep breaths like this. After your next exhalation, just allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm and fall back into quietness. And we're going to begin by just gently drawing the chin towards the chest. And then gently lifting the head back to upright and lifting the chin up towards the ceiling. So a really slow nod, drawing the head to center and then chin to chest. Not forcing the chin down, just going wherever gravity naturally takes you, lifting the chin up. One more all the way down, nice and slow, and all the way up. And then bringing your head back to center, just finding that the head is really centered across the body, so not falling too far forward. And we're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder, and then bring the head back to that upright lifted position, and right ear to right shoulder. So just a little bit side to side, left ear to left shoulder, nice and slow and steady, back to center, right ear to right shoulder. This time, as we go to the left, we're going to hang out there for a moment. So just pausing here with the left ear towards the left shoulder, checking the shoulders are releasing down. If you feel a sense of length across the right side of the neck and you want to feel a bit more, you can try pressing your right palm towards the floor, just letting the right side of the body be heavy. And then if you feel like you've got a bit more room to move, you can gently lift and lower your chin. So you're still in that side bend, but it's like a gentle nodding of the head, yes, in this position. And we want it to be nice and slow and steady, both shoulders relaxed. And if it feels good, you can always add this to your daily routine. It's a really nice way to release tension from the neck and shoulders when you get up in the morning. The next time you come back to center with the head on the side, just relaxing the right hand, bringing your head back to its upright position, and just rolling the shoulders a couple of times, making any movements that feel good with the spine. When you're ready, find that centered, lifted space, and then right ear to right shoulder. And the hanging out here just for a few moments. Feel the space down the left side of the neck. If you feel like you've got more room to move into, press the left palm down. Let the left shoulder be heavy. Let the right shoulder be heavy. And if you feel like you've got even more room to move, you can gently lift and lower your chin. Really slow and steady, finding your way. Try to avoid movements that create too much crunching by slowing things down, offering your body more muscular support. You might find one side is easier than the other, or one side feels the benefit more than the other. And the next time you bring your head to that neutral sideways position, release the left arm and bring your head back to its upright position. Rolling the shoulders a few times and doing anything that feels good. So here, if you want to make some freer movements with the head or a little up and down, if that feels good, then please do so. We're going to stay in our seat for the moment and just move through the shoulders a little. So we're going to take the fingertips and rest them towards the shoulders. It doesn't matter if they don't get all of the way there, but in that general direction. And we're going to start making circles with the elbows, trying not to look too much like chickens, but in that general direction. So starting with some quite small circles perhaps, and then building up to some bigger movements. Perhaps you might even be able to bring your elbows towards each other in front of the body. Maybe have a sense of taking the shoulder blades towards each other behind the body. Feel free to slow your movement down as it becomes larger. feel your way here. Oh, how delicious does it feel to create that stretch and openness across the chest and create that sense of effort and strength across the upper back. Let's do one more in this direction. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So just a really small circling to begin with. You might find one direction is easier than the other. That's okay too. And then if you want to, you can build into slightly larger movements, maybe even getting the elbows towards each other in front of the body. You can allow your head to move with the movement. If that feels good, to allow the neck to move naturally with the rest of the spine. Feel that breadth across the chest and that breadth across the back as the elbows come in front of the body as well. Let's do one more in this direction. And then we're just gently going to rest the arms down to the side, give them a little swing. Just make sure you're not going to hit anything on your chair or around you, just letting the arms swing. And there's a sort of shrugging that happens as the arms swing. You can maybe accentuate that slightly, just release tension out of the tops of the shoulders as well. And then when you're ready, you can give yourself a wriggle, bring your hands in front, and we're going to reach the fingers as far apart as feels comfortable, and then put the thumbs and wrap the fingers around the thumbs. So spreading the fingers out and then thumbs into palms, wrapping the fingers around the thumbs. Let's do two more like this. Wrapping fingers around the thumbs. One more. And then with our thumbs in and our fingers wrapped around, just making some wrist circling motions. So rolling through the wrists, really nice thing to do if you operate a computer or do a lot of work in front of the body or write a lot, and the opposite way around. Just moving the opposite way. My wrists are very clicky. And not to worry, if it doesn't feel sore, it doesn't matter. And then opening the palms wide, shaking out the hands. And again, just giving yourself a little shrug of the shoulders. So we're going to bring the fingertips back towards the shoulders or the chest and try to get the elbows nice and high. So do what feels right for your body in this moment. We've just got the body that we're in. So if your elbows are a little bit lower, but that's as far as they go up, that's fine. We're here, try to draw the shoulder blades towards each other to open the chest. And then we're just gently going to twist. So slowly to the right, and then slowly back to center, slowly to the left, slowly back to center. So we're just making the beginnings of twisting. You might like to press your feet into the floor and activate your belly muscles to find that lift and that centered strength and support. Just a little from side to side. Let's do one more to each side. And then in the center, we're going to relax the arms down, roll the shoulders a few times, and then we're going to do a little side bending. So sitting tall, but then bending down to the right side and the left side, just finding that we come back to that lifted upright position in between. The little reach of the hands or the fingers down. And let's do one more to each side. Very good. And then we're going to come back to our centered position, again, wriggling anything that needs wriggling. I'm going to take my feet off these blocks and just pop them to one side. And then we'll take our focus down onto our feet for a few moments as well. So we're going to first begin by lifting all the toes and spreading them out as much as feels comfortable, and then just wriggling the toes around, trying to keep them spread out as you wriggle. I know it's really hard, just doing your best. And then we're going to rock up onto our toes, so we're lifting the heels, and then rock back onto our heels, so we're lifting the toes. So you can do both feet at the same time, rocking up onto toes, rocking back onto heels. As you come onto the ball of your foot, you might even lift onto the tips of the toes and then rock back through the length of the toes, the ball of the foot to the heel of the foot. So try coming a little bit higher up as long as it doesn't give you cramp. So we want to move with effort, but without force. And so we find a sense of ease, perhaps, that means we can avoid cramping. Fingers crossed. When you're going towards your heels this time, then just float your feet to the floor. And then we're going to do alternate. So lifting one heel as you lift the opposite toes. I had to really think about that. I'm sure you do as well. And then going the opposite way. So we're just lifting one side and then the other, trying to rock one toe off the opposite heel and then one heel off the opposite toe, going side to side, and just beginning to feel what happens in the low leg as we switch on some of those muscles. We create a lot of effort through particularly the muscles in the calves. And these two muscles, one of them is called the gastrocnemius and the other is called the soleus or the soleus. But they provide a lot of that pumping energy that helps our venous return, the blood to return back to the heart. And so by working the feet like this, the ankles, the low legs, we can really support our circulatory system. It's really good. When you're ready, bringing your feet to center, and we're just going to turn both toes to the left and then both heels to the left, both toes to the left, and then come back the other way. Toes to the right, heels to the right, toes to the right, maybe going a little further on that direction, and then the opposite way. So we're just scissoring our feet across the body, getting a little bit of movement. We're using those muscles that we've activated in the calves, the low legs, but getting a bit more action going now in the thighs as well. One more time to the right. And then we're just returning to center. And when you return to center, I'd like you to sit as far back in your seat as you can so that you've got your legs free of the floor. Perhaps if I turn ever so slightly sideways, it'll be easier to see. And then here, we want to feel the support of the chair. So we want to let our backs feel the support of the chair, but also support with the belly muscles. You might like to hold on to your chair seat or just rest your hands wherever is comfortable and give your legs a little kick. So if you've got something underneath your chair, you might need to just take care of that. Try not to kick anything underneath. And here we don't need to do anything particular with the feet, but if you like to, you can sort of point the toes back forwards a bit and draw the heels back a bit if it feels good. When you've done a little bit of swinging backwards and forwards, you can bring your feet back to center and then swing sideways. So just this lovely, free, joyful, childlike movement of enjoying the body, just being able to go where it goes, not trying to get anywhere in particular. And then if you want to, you can circle. So if you've got plenty of space, if it feels good to your body, you might notice that actually this requires quite a lot of effort through the thighs, and we'll go the opposite way as well. Very good. Oh, I've managed to kick something after saying all of that about not doing it. When you're ready, you can come forward again in your seat, and we're going to lengthen the left leg forward. So the heel is on the floor and we're sitting nice and tall. We've got active belly muscles. You can hold on to the seat if you wish to, or you can just simply hands on the hips. And we're going to lift the left leg up long and straight and then lower down again. So we're lifting the left leg up, sitting tall, and lowering down. You might feel quite a big effort in your hip flexors. That's okay. Lifting up and lowering down. This time, we're going to lift the leg up, take it out to the left, and lower it down. Lift the leg up, bring it into center, and lower down. Lift up, out to the left, and lower down. Just doing what you can. Lifting, bringing back to center, lowering down. Let's do one more in each direction, or in One more of these in total. Lift, bring back to center, and lower. Very nice. Draw your knee in, just placing your foot down so it feels all nice and rested. And we're just going to give ourselves a little shake. So we're going to lift one hip and then the other, as if you were walking, just a little wriggle from side to side. There used to be a thing that we did on the floor called bum shuffling, where you sat on the floor and you inched your way forward and then backwards. It's that same action. It's that same action of lifting one hip and then the other. And then in the center, we can do the same that we did with the left leg with our right leg. So extending the right leg forward, nice, long, straight leg if possible. Press into your left foot, find that length, find that effort across the center of the body to help. We're going to lift and lower. Doesn't matter how high you come up. As you lift, try to avoid rounding your back. So we're trying to keep it lifted in the front of the body as well. Lift and lower. Now we're lifting up, taking the right leg out to the right, lowering down, lifting up, bringing the right leg into center, lowering down. Nice and firm in the belly. Lift, take it out to the right and lower. Lift, back to center and lower. Let's do one more. Lift, out to the right and lower. Lift, back to center and lower. Very nice. Bring your right foot in. You're going to take both feet a little bit wider. Make sure you've got good purchase with the buttocks on the seat. So perhaps just a touch further back than when we sit at the beginning of class. And then hands onto hips to begin with. Firm in the belly and just moving your torso around. So it's almost like your tailbone is the center and the crown of your head is drawing a circle on the ceiling. We need to use those core muscles, those centered muscles. We need to press into the feet to really activate here. And if you want to, you can do a little bit more. So if you want to, you can take your left shoulder towards your right knee and then your right shoulder towards your left knee. So you get a bit more of a twist through the torso as you go. Just allowing your head to move with you. Make sure you're going behind the body a little bit as well. Nice and firm through the legs and the center. When you're ready, start with small circles in the opposite direction. Just first, very simple, finding our way into the movement, finding that sense of centered support, and then if you want to add a little bit more to it, taking the right shoulder towards the left knee, the left shoulder towards the right knee, lifting the chest and the chin as you go back. Super. Using the legs, feeling what switches on to support your movement. Let's do one more in this direction. And then when you're ready, just coming back to center, we're going to bring our knees towards each other. And then here, we're going to use some of the movements that we have done, but just making them a little bit, advancing a little bit more, if you like. So we're just going to roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to try and keep the shoulders down and reach the arms out in front of us. And here, from this arms in front of us position, we're going to reach the left arm out to the left as if we were looking to the left and saying yes in this direction to someone. And then we'll bring that arm back to the center, arms straight out in front of the body. And then the same thing on the right, reaching the right arm out to the right, turning to the right as if we were pointing this right direction out to someone, and then coming back to center. Now, I didn't concentrate very well on that one, so as I went to the left, my right arm followed, but this time we're going to try and leave the right arm where it is. So sitting tall, shoulders releasing down, reach the right fingers forward, and then reach the left arm out to the left. Keep your head facing the front so you can see that your right arm hasn't moved, and then, if you wish to, you can turn your head to look over to your left hand. When you're ready, you can come back to the center. rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Reach the left fingertips forward first, and then looking forward, reach the right arm out to the right. And when you have centered that left hand, you can look to your right hand or in that general direction, and then bring the hands back to center. Let's do one more to each side. Shoulders up, back and down. Reach the right fingers forward, reach the left hand out to the left. Just keeping an eye on that right arm, making sure it's not moving. Feeling the effort behind the left shoulder into the upper back, and then drawing the left arm back to center. Shoulders up, back and down. Reach the left fingertips forward. Reach the right arm out to the right, checking that left arm isn't moving. Draw the right shoulder blade back a little bit more. Feel the effort in the upper back. And when you're ready, you can bring that arm back to center. Let's rest these arms down. Ooh. Give them a little swing, little shrug as they go. Very nice. Excellent work, everybody, especially if you have been away from practice for a while. These positions, they sometimes don't look like very much, but they actually require quite a lot of strength and effort. And it's the postural strength that we're trying to enhance with these practices. Fingers crossed. So now we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to take the arms up over the head or in that general direction. So reaching the arms forward, reaching the shoulders down, and then just widen the arms slightly as if you were carrying a big beach ball. And you can have that slightly in front of the body, or if your shoulders allow, you can bring that beach ball back to being about over your head, there or thereabouts. Again, think about drawing the shoulders down, and at the same time, press into your feet and create a sense of lift in the body and in the belly muscles. Here we're going to reach over to the left side, so a little side bend to the left, and then back to the center, and then we're side bending to the right. If anyone feels that their arms get tired up, you can bring them to being at the center of the chest. It's the same movement over to the side, but we've got that sense of lift. We just don't have the arms extended. Let's see if we can do one more to each side. Shoulders relaxing down, feet active, side body working. Very good. When you're ready, coming back to the center, we're just going to turn the palms outwards and float the arms like wings down to the side. As they come down, giving yourself a little opportunity to wriggle, maybe a gentle swing here or a shrug, whatever feels good in this moment. And you might like to do some movements with your neck if that feels good to you as well. So we're going to do something more for our legs here and then come back to our arms again, she says. So here we're going to draw the left toes towards the floor, but towards the seat as well. So it's almost like we've bent the left leg, just that left knee a little bit more to bring the foot back towards the chair. And we want to find a place where we can pivot our left knee towards the right knee and then pivot the left knee out to the left side. So we're trying to just find that point, and it might be that you need to position yourself slightly differently. If you like, you can come to one side of your chair if it allows you to get a better sense of movement, a better sense of freedom to move. So just a gentle turn inwards and outwards, just using the strength of the core muscles and the legs. Lovely. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do it from center because I prefer it. So right toes back towards the seat, drawing the right knee to the left knee, and then the right knee open. Just drawing across the body and then opening out. When we go through life not doing movements that our body is able to do, that's when we get stiffness. So if we don't take the opportunity to move our hips, then they get stiff. If we only do walking, which is very sort of in line. Let's do one more here. And come back to the center. Very good. Okay, So in our centered position, we'll come back to working with the upper body again. We're going to reach the arms forward, just as we did in our previous episode, and then roll the shoulders down. And this time, instead of twisting out to the side, we're going to lift the left arm up and over and reach into the twist like this. So we end up with the palm facing upwards. It's beautifully open across the shoulder. And then we reach up and over to come back to center. So let's try that, reaching the right hand forward. You're reaching the left arm up and over, nice and lifted through the body, pressing into the feet, finding that centered lift as well, reaching back to center. And one more on this side, reaching up and open, maybe even looking to the left, but just checking that right arm isn't wandering to the left as well, and coming back to center. In the center, we're going to relax both of the arms and just give ourselves a little hug and then open, a little hug the opposite way and then open. Very nice. Reaching the arms forward, reaching the shoulders up, back and down. Keep the left fingers pointing forward. We're reaching the right arm up and over, palm facing upwards. I can turn in this direction so you can see, and then reaching back to center. Keeping the left arm pointing forward, reaching the right arm up and open, palm is open, and then reaching back to center. So it's a kind of lifted twist, using the center of the body and the legs for support, checking that left arm doesn't come with you. And when you're ready, relaxing the arms down, and again, giving yourself a little hug. Here, if it's useful, you can just hold on to the sides of the body, give yourself a little wriggle, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. A little hug, excuse me, and then wriggling yourself in every direction. Fantastic stuff. So we have been seated for most of the class, which is most unusual for us, but today I just thought we would ease back into it. But now we're going to come up to standing. Everything that we do now can be done sitting down if you prefer. Okay, so we're going to come to do a sit to stand. So we want to have enough of the buttocks on the chair. Want to make sure that your chair isn't going to move as you press out of it as well. If that's the case, wedge your chair up against a wall or a piece of furniture that won't move. So we have the feet underneath the knees. We don't want them in front of the knees, because that will make it really hard to get purchase. And we don't want the feet too far back for the same reason. It makes it really hard to use the strength of the legs. So the feet underneath the knees, there or thereabouts. And we're going to sit tall and simply reach the hands forward to find a little hover of the buttocks, and then let the buttocks touch down again, gently kissing the chair. Nice and firm in the belly, reaching forward to hover, finding your weight on your feet, and then releasing back down again. Really creating that centered strength as we reach forward to hover and release. Now, if you've taken a break from practice, it might be that that's quite toughy, but don't worry, with some sustained practice, you'll get that back again, no worries at all, and it will look graceful as it did before. This time, we're going to reach forward and hover, and then stand all the way up and reach the arms nice and wide, and maybe even just tilt the hips forward a little bit. And then we're coming back the way. We're going to stick our bottoms out as we bend our knees, reach the arms forward to counterbalance, really firm in the belly, and lightly sit down on our seats. Relax the arms down as well. Let's do two more like that. We're reaching forward to hover, and then pressing into the legs to stand tall, maybe pressing the hips forward, maybe opening the arms backwards to open the chest, and then coming back the way, reaching forward, lengthening the tailbone away from the fingertips, bending the knees, and lightly sitting down, releasing the arms down to the side. One last time, but this time we'll stay standing up. We're going to reach forward and hover, and then stand all the way tall, and then float the arms down to the side. Just give yourself a little wriggle. Feel your way into this upright position, And we've got a different relationship now with gravity. So our weight is now all over the feet. So here, it's quite common for people to lock their legs straight, but we want to keep a little softness around the knees, so we encourage our muscles to work. We've got the feet a reasonable distance apart. Let's take the hands onto the hips, and with a little softness in the knees, just wriggle the hips backwards and forwards. We want to have a sense of tucking the tailbone under, maybe drawing the belly muscles inwards, and then lengthening the tailbone out, but keeping the belly muscles working. This is as much as mine work. Backwards and forwards is good. Soft in the knees means that we've got more room to move. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center and do a little side to side action. So it might be more of a sway of the hips, or it might be a hike of the hips, a lift up and lower, side to side. And then when you're ready, you can turn that into hip circles. So to begin with, I'd like you to allow your body to go with the movement. So you can allow the rest of the body to join in, maybe find your toes pressing into the mat, or the floor rather. So you get real good purchase on the floor, and we'll go in the opposite direction as well. If you need a wider stance, take a wider stance. Wider is sometimes better for the hips, particularly for young ladies, as our hips are just sat slightly wider in the pelvis than for gentlemen. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center, and we're just going to find a little bit of length. Let's do a cleansing breath. So breathing in as you take the arms out and up, looking up, lifting the chest, lifting the belly muscles, breathing out, drawing the palms down through center to the chest. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, taking the arms around the body and up, looking up, lifting the chest, lifting the belly muscles, breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down, finding length in the back of the neck, and then relaxing the arms down to the side. Aces. We're going to come back to our hip circles, but this time we're going to try and make them without the rest of the body moving. So a little soft in the knees, and then keeping the chest nice and still, trying to move just that space underneath the rib cage, perhaps to about the knees, around in lovely circles, feeling the weight changing across your feet, and then going in the opposite direction as well. Very nice. And this is quite nuanced practice. It's difficult sometimes to get it just ever so precise, and that's fine. Just go with whatever happens on the day. When you're ready, coming back to center, we're going to stand tall and take 2 more of those cleansing breaths. Breathing in, taking the arms out and up, lifting the chest, lifting the belly muscles. Breathing out, drawing the palms down to the center of the chest. Breathing in, taking the arms out and up, lifting the belly, lifting the chest. Breathing out, having the hands come back down to the center of the chest. Excellent stuff. Relax the arms. We're going to try hip circles, just one more different variation. So we've had hip circles where we've moved, but we were quite soft in the knees. And this time we're going to try to lengthen the legs a little bit more, try to keep the torso nice and straight. But as we move, we're making the rest of the body move as well. So it's a little bit straighter in the legs, a little bit more stretchy perhaps across the front of the pelvis as we move in these hip circles. And then we can go the opposite way as well. It's just a slightly different variation. And they all have a slightly different effect. You might find one really suits you, or 2 really suit you, and the other one doesn't. And when you come to doing a little bit of movement yourself at home, coming to center, you can choose the one that you enjoy the most, or that you find has the most useful effect. Let's do 2 more of those cleansing breaths. Standing tall, reaching the arms out as you breathe in, lifting the chest, lifting the belly, breathing out, drawing the palms down to the center of the chest. Last time, breathing in, taking the arms out and up, lifting, opening, breathing out, releasing, hands down to the center of your chest. Excellent stuff. So just wriggling through the shoulders. Our feet have been where we put them for a very long time. So we're getting that real sense of being grounded in this position. And it makes it a really good position to do other things from because the feet are so centered. So let's try those twists that we did sitting down, but standing up. We're going to stand tall, reach the palms out in front of us, arms nice and long, roll the shoulders up, back and down, and then we'll just open like a book, the left arm to the left, trying to keep the right fingers pointing forward, and this time trying to draw the shoulder blade towards the center of the spine behind you, the left shoulder blade, and then gently closing. Let's do one more like that. Let's open out to the left. Keep the hips pointing forward, the right fingers reaching forward. Draw the left shoulder blade back behind you. Feels really nice across the upper back. See where it feels comfortable to put your head as you just hold this and breathe for a moment. And release. We're going to do that same movement, but reaching the left arm up and over. Just as we did when we were sitting, left palm is turned upwards. This time there's a sense of drawing the left shoulder down and back towards center, and then reaching up and forwards. Very intentional. Let's do it one more time. Reaching the left arm up and back. The right fingertips are reaching forward. The left palm turns open. Just putting your head wherever feels comfortable for you. It's that sense of drawing the left shoulder down behind you and back towards center. And then reaching forwards. In between time, we're going to relax both arms down. We're going to do a little gentle movement through the spine here. So we want a little bit of a forward fold, which we don't normally do. We're scooping the belly in, soft in the knees, and we're almost, I don't know, it feels to me like something a monkey would do, but it probably wouldn't. But that's sort of a loose arm, nice wriggle through the sides of the body as well. When you're ready, coming back to center, I'm going to turn in this direction just so it's easier to see. Standing tall, and reach the hands out in front of us, shoulders up, back, down, and then we keep the left fingertips reaching forward to reach the right arm like a book, opening to the right, drawing that right shoulder blade in towards the spine, and then releasing back to the front. And then we do again this opening of the right arm, keeping the left fingertips reaching forward, drawing the right shoulder blade towards the spine, maybe just seeing if we can hold that for another deep breath in and out, and then releasing back to center. Same sort of twist, but this time with the arm going up and over. So left fingertips reaching forward, reaching the right arm up and over, the right palm turns upwards, and there's a little softness in the elbows. We try to draw that shoulder blade back down and towards center, and then reaching forward again. Nice little twist through the upper body, reaching the left hand forward and reaching the right arm up and over, turning the palm open, drawing that shoulder blade in, shoulders are down, belly is lifted, and you can play with your neck, see where it feels the best. When you're ready, reaching back to center, relaxing the arms down, maybe just giving a little sort of bounce on the knees and a sway of the arms here. And we normally do Kati Chakrasana, the ragdoll, at the beginning of our class, but we are using it now at the end of the class just to release any tension. So the feet nice and wide, just make sure you haven't got anything that you're going to clobber as you move. So giving yourself a little bit of space. And here we want to let the shoulders be nice and relaxed, but firm in the center. So drawing the belly muscles inwards and upwards, and just beginning with a little twist to each side. Side to side, arms nice and relaxed, center nice and strong. You can resist the movement with your feet and your buttocks so that your hips are more still and your body twists in the upper part of the back. If that feels good, you don't have to do that if that doesn't feel good. But we'll do a touch of resisting for those who are able. If not, just allow your hips to move with your movement a bit. And then everybody can pivot on their toes. And you can make the movement slower the bigger it becomes. So we don't want to try to make this as quick as our previous movement because it won't give us time to find balance. See if you can let the arms wrap around the body and tap the body. See if you can let go of a sense of effort across the shoulders. Maybe let the arms be really heavy. And then if you'd like to, you can add a soft bend in the knees, a bend, twist, bend and twist, bend and twist. And then if you'd like to, you can touch your opposite shoulder in front of you and the opposite hip behind you, finding that centered strength, keeping you upright, lengthened, steady, and stable. Whenever you're ready, you can let your bounce go and simply pivot. And then bring your feet to steadiness and sway back to center, losing momentum just a little at a time. As you come into center, rolling the shoulders up, back and down, letting the fingertips be heavy, lengthening through the crown of the head. We'll take 2 more cleansing breaths, breathing in, reaching the arms around the body and up, breathing out, drawing the palms down to the center of the chest. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. As you bring your hands down to the center of your chest, you can keep them there, roll the shoulders back and down, take your chin gently towards your chest. Give yourself that sense of length down the back of the neck and a small smile, or perhaps a broad smile if you feel very pleased with yourself. And when you're ready, raising your head, releasing your hands, opening your eyes. Well done, guys. So that is our practice concluded for today. We're going to come to do relaxation. So the practice isn't concluded, but the movement bit is. So finding your chairs, any extra layers, maybe blocks for underneath the feet, maybe a little, what's this, a blanket? Please excuse me. And just getting yourself comfortable. So as you come to sitting again, you might like to, oh, I'm going to wrap my blanket underneath me because I've got a very hard chair. So you might like to do just that, to wrap yourself up. Oh, it feels so luxurious to be wrapped up in a blanket, doesn't it, in the middle of the day? And then settle yourself back into your seat and just allow the back of the seat to support the back of the body. So we've done so much with our upper backs today. That's really where we've been focused on finding strength. And it gives us an opportunity to open the front of the body from that normal habitual pattern of being slightly forward folding. So if you can, continue that in relaxation, that sense of being supported from behind, releasing the body backwards, keeping the chest open. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable and gently close your eyes. Take a moment to arrive in this posture. Allow yourself to release the effort of practice, to release the effort of standing tall or lengthening or opening, stretching, whatever it might have been. Come back towards center and come back towards softness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth as you exhale. Repeat 3 more times. A deep breath in. Let all your effort go. A deep breath in and let your muscles begin to relax. A deep breath in and surrender your weight back and down. Allow your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm and fall into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead. Feel it soften, that space around the eyes, releasing the mouth, tongue, and jaw, relaxing. Allow a sense of heaviness, softness, letting go. Start from the crown of the head. Feel the sensations in the crown of the head and imagine the crown of the head just becoming soft, becoming heavy. That sense of releasing coming down the sides and the back of the head, across the face, coming to the neck, relaxing the neck, the throat, finding heaviness in the shoulders, a softness across the upper back and chest. Allow the arms to relax, softening in the elbows, the shoulders, the wrists, the fingers, the palms of the hands. The arms resting heavy, resting down. Soften across the front of the body, the chest, the whole of the rib cage, the belly and abdomen. Find that same releasing across the back of the body, across the shoulder blades, the waist, the low back, the sides of the body, the whole of the torso, heavy, releasing, relaxing. Allow that sense of softness to come into the groin, into the pelvis and the hips. Softening across the buttocks, allowing the legs to relax, the hips, knees, ankles, toes to release their effort. Everything heavy. The legs soft, releasing down. Move the whole body, softening, relaxing. Draw your awareness to your breath and notice if your breath is also soft, also relaxed. And simply allow your body, your mind, your breath to relax a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by moving fingers and toes, maybe even rolling wrists and ankles. Apologies for the clicking at this end. When you feel ready, you can take a deep breath in and stretch the body. Anyway, it might be a yawn, it might be reaching into the arms and legs. It could be maybe doing a little side bend. That would be nice. In your own time, you can gather yourself back to center and make any movements along the way that are helpful. Maybe gentle turning, wriggling of the shoulders, the head, whatever might be called for. When you're ready, you can rest your hands over your heart. And today we're simply focused on those feelings of gratitude that when we cultivate them, we find additional joy in our lives. So today, my gratitude goes out to all of you for joining us again in this summer term, for returning after your break, for finding the time in your day, but also I hope that you will feel that if this is just what you've missed, just what you need. And so I hope that you get that from sharing the practice together. When you're ready, you can gently blink your eyes open. We'll offer each other namaste to finish. Thank you so much for coming, and lovely to practice with you. Namaste.